Today we're exploring Uphill, a beautiful village in Weston-super-Mare. It's one of Somerset's hidden gems with breathtaking views across North Somerset and the Bristol Channel. Coming up, we take a stroll around the village, have a bite to eat, explain how to get here and admire the wonderful views from the hilltop. Uphill is on the southern edge of Weston-super-Mare and is easily accessible by foot from the town. I first discovered Uphill while enjoying a walk along the beach during my teenage years, and once I had spotted the church and small tower at the top of the hill, I knew I just had to climb it. This is Uphill Beach, with fantastic views towards Brean Down, Steep Home and Flat Home. You can see Wales across the Bristol Channel and Weston-super-Mare. There are lots of wonderful paths in and out and around Uphill, so it is a walker's paradise. I'll show you some of the walks during this episode, starting with my original walk from Uphill Beach. Leaving the hubbub of Weston behind, continue along the beach until you reach the point where the Bristol Channel meets the River Axe. Follow the mouth of the river inland for some charming views. There are lots of boats bobbing in the water. Continue along the River Axe and you will come across a flat, picturesque Saltmarsh with Uphill Nature Reserve rising up in the background. The side of the hill was a former quarry site. This is a ruin of a limekiln. Limestone was quarried at Uphill from the early 1800s to 1940. The kilns were used to produce lime by burning the limestone with coal. Lime was used to fertilise fields, as mortar for building and as whitewash paint. Before we explore the beautiful nature reserve, I'll show you a great space to grab a bite to eat for lunch. The Boathouse is a dog-friendly cafe which is built into the side of the cliff. It began life as a chandler's, and much of its maritime charm remains, with replica boats, fishing nets and nautical memorabilia. We stopped for a quick lunch indoors, and there is also seating outside alongside their outdoor kiosk, which also serves takeaway drinks and homemade gelato. The perfect pick-me-up to grab and go if you're enjoying a hike around the area. For me, the real highlight of visiting Uphill is a walk around the nature reserve, including its tower and the old church of St. Nicholas.
It's really windy.
This 17-hectare site has stunning views across Brean, Weston-super-Mare and the Mendips. Although Uphill is so close to the hustle and bustle of Weston-super-Mare, it is a world apart in terms of its tranquil character and charm. It is a great place to unwind or take a picnic, and if you visit Weston-super-Mare regularly, you should definitely come and explore this beautiful and peaceful part. I love climbing the tower, and on a clear day you can see 17 churches from the top. A tower has stood on this site since the 1600s, but the original use of the tower has been lost over time. It might have been a military blockhouse, windmill or lighthouse. When admiring the views, it's interesting to imagine all three, when the Bristol Channel would have been used to transport goods by ship and Uphill had its own port, or when the locals would have worked the land and needed a windmill. And, of course, the hilltop location would have made a strategic lookout point for military. Standing in the heart of the tower, it is all the more intriguing that its original purpose has been lost through the passage of time. The tower was definitely used as a windmill during the 1800s, but became derelict. More recently, the Home Guard kept watch here during World War II. The beacon was installed to commemorate the year 2000 and is now lit every new year and during royal events and special occasions. The old church of St. Nicholas has been without a roof since the 1860s. It is an early Norman church dating from the late 11th century. It is one of the earliest sites for Christian worship. It was expanded by the Victorians, but many original features remain. A new church was built below the hill in the village in 1844, and since then church life has been concentrated at the new St. Nicholas Church in the village. However, you can visit this church during some Sundays. I'll add a link to the description so that you can check the most up-to-date opening times. The graveyard includes a war memorial. The views across Weston and Brean are wonderful. It overlooks Uphill Marina and Touring Park, a wonderful place to stay in a caravan or camper van. Another way to approach Uphill is along the popular cycle path and walking route number 33. I often stay in Brean and enjoy walking from this direction. You can also access the nature reserve by car by parking in the village. There are some free official parking spaces along Uphill Way, which is a residential street with a couple of pubs and a restaurant at the foot of the hill on the edge of the village. From here you can walk to Uphill Beach along Links Road. There is another car park on the beach, but you have to pay for that one. You can also take a stroll around the village. I'll show you around some of the village now, starting with Weston's oldest pub, the Ship Inn, which has been serving locals for over 250 years. It's a small village full of charming streets and a village shop. I'll take you around some of the streets now. This is the Methodist Church. Finally, here is the new St Nicholas Church, which was built by the Victorians to replace the little Norman church of the same name on the hill. Uphill is a hidden gem with beautiful walks, a beach and a tranquil charm. It's definitely worth taking the time to explore this beautiful part of North Somerset. Thanks for watching. Next time we're stepping back in time on a special 1940s weekend and riding a steam train through 20 miles of the stunning Somerset countryside and coast. Subscribe to follow the adventure.